Filmmakers, photographers, millennials with an aspiration to do something greater than work a 9-to-5. Welcome to Project Freelance. My name is Kay Anagonio, and I will be your host on this podcast. You can find me on Instagram at Kay Anagonio Photography. That is also my Facebook page. Twitter is at Kay Anagonio, and my personal Instagram is also at Kay Anagonio. You can also find me on Alternative Press Magazine's YouTube channel, youtube.com/alternativepressmag. I am an APTV correspondent, which means that I am a contract journalist for Alternative Press Magazine. I travel around the country and hopefully soon around the world to capture music festivals and other amazing events that the magazine asks me to cover. For example, this summer I will be covering the X Games for Alternative Press, and that is something that every photographer dreams of doing. Well, every photographer that I know, that I've told, has said that they've always wanted to shoot the X Games, and that is myself included. Some of my goals are shooting the X Games, UFC fights, football would be amazing. Basically any professional sport or professional event that I could cover, I would love to cover it, because that is uncharted territory for me. Other than one job I did for Maria Sharapova, who I guess that's a really, really big deal. She's the top paid female athlete in the world right now. She, just got busted with drugs, and she just won her first match back from that whole hiatus or probation or whatever you call it in tennis. But yeah, that was the only professional sport type project that I've worked on personally. So I want to give you a little bit of background about this podcast, and then I will talk more about myself, because that's what I feel I should do on this first podcast. It's an introduction to Project Freelance. So naturally, I should introduce myself and what this podcast is all about. So I wanted to create a podcast because, yes, I have YouTube and Instagram and Twitter. I have a lot of social media, but the people that follow that social media, they're all kind of their own little collective. I would also like to have guests on and collaborate with other creators to ensure that you guys get the most out of this podcast. And yes, this is a podcast that will be geared more towards filmmakers and photographers, but I will also give general freelance tips, tricks, and techniques that I have used that you guys can use free of charge. I wanted to make something for filmmakers and photographers that were outside of my personal social media. I wanted to get into the world of podcasting because, honestly, I listen to podcasts now more than I listen to Spotify or anything. I should probably just get rid of my subscription on there. Just kidding. Spotify is the best. Spotify, sponsor me, please. Thanks. I've been listening to podcasts for about a year and a half now, a bunch of freelancing podcasts, and I've learned a lot about freelancing, but there's not a whole lot out there as far as film and photography goes for podcasts. And I get that a huge reason for that is because podcasts are auditory and photo and video is like visual, and it's hard to discuss film and photography just through word of mouth. It's easier to show you, but I also have videos on the internet, youtube.com/justtheletterK. I do twice weekly urban exploration videos, and I love what I do. I do music videos, corporate jobs, everything. So what does this all mean for you? I want to give you guys the knowledge that I've learned over the past 3 years. And I know that doesn't seem like a long time, but 3 years of doing a different job every day, working with different clients on different spectrums and different variations of the film and photography world. And by that, I mean music, corporate, advertisements, animation, After Effects, motion graphics, like all kinds of stuff. I've done all kinds of things, sound design, audio engineering. I've done all kinds of things. And I want you guys to get the most knowledge that I have to give to you so that you can skip the long, tedious, grueling process to becoming a full-time self-employed freelancer that took me what seemed like forever to figure out. And I mean, I'm still figuring it out, and I'll continue to figure out for the rest of my career. And I want to help you guys skip some of these steps that I took, because looking back, I feel like some of those were so unnecessary and I could have just not done them. So I want to give you guys the information that I wish someone gave me. My biggest thing when I ask people that are more professional, that have been doing something longer than myself, no matter what it is, even if it's just a life skill, if I want life advice, I don't say, hey, could you give me some advice? I say, what is something you know now that you wish you knew when you started? That is my favorite question to ask everyone. Everyone. And the reason I say that is because you never know what you're going to learn. I asked some older women the other day. I was shooting a 50-year wedding anniversary, and it was so magical, and I had so much fun, and I had so much respect and appreciation for the couple, because, you know, long-term marriage isn't something that really happens these days, because unfortunately my generation, our parents, most of them got divorced, and so we don't really value things the generations before us valued, and that's very upsetting to me. I really just want to get married and have babies, because I have baby fever real bad right now. But yeah, I asked these older ladies what they know now that they wish they knew when they started, and they told me a bunch of things that, I had heard many times before from other people, and hearing the same thing over and over again, there's got to be, there's some truth behind cliches, And so it was just it was amazing getting to speak to these ladies about, their lives and what they've learned throughout their lives. And it truly meant a lot for them to take, 5 minutes to talk to me. And then I, took pictures of them. So that's great. But yeah, everywhere you go, just talk to people, get their stories, learn their stories. Please let me know in the comments below what you guys would like me to talk about as far as topics go, or you can even tweet me at Kate Anagonio, or find me on the social media I mentioned earlier. All the links to those will be in the show notes below. And I really value your guys' opinions. I value the things that you think are important to furthering yourself in your career. And remember, no question is too stupid. There's no such thing as a bad question. Ask questions. That's like the one thing I learned in high school in my English class. My teacher said, always ask questions. Always question why. That's what we do as humans. We question everything. We have to. I mean, look at religion, for example. Not that I want to get into religion right now, but seriously, question everything. You never know what you're going to learn. So why should you listen to this podcast? Why? Well, for some reason you clicked on it, so you're here, whether it's because someone shared it with you, or I shared it with you, or someone recommended it to you, or you just stumbled across it in iTunes just typing in freelance. Well, hey, welcome. Thank you for clicking on this play button and listening to my voice. I created this for you. I already know all of this stuff. There's no reason I would make a podcast if I, for my own benefit, right? Like, this is my way of giving back to you. I want to give you everything I know, everything I've learned, and maybe not everything, but a lot of the things that I've learned, and I want to give them to you. Just toss them in your face, because I want you to be the best photographer, filmmaker, or freelancer of any kind ever. In your community, in your state, in your country, in the world. Like, I want you to be the best version of you possible. And I want you to know that you're creative. No matter what you create, you are creative. You stand out already. You stand out from everyone else because you are doing something, or you are taking these steps to do something. You should be proud of that. That was just a quick little intro. I will talk to you guys next week with another podcast. Thank you guys for checking out Project Freelance. I'll be back soon. And my mission for you, this is a task. Go out and create something new every day for the next week. I challenge you. Tweet me your photos, tweet me your videos. I'll see you guys next time. Actually, I guess I won't see you, but you'll hear me next time. Later.